Hey, what's up everybody? My name is Annie, aka Annie Luhu, and today's video is finally the reveal of my new nose. Let's just jump right into that. I wanted to start off this video with these glasses because it's funny, and then if you haven't seen me in person or on social media, I didn't want to reveal it right away. So this is the new nose. I actually love it so much. I'm so happy I went through with the surgery, even though like everybody and their mama told me not to do it. And if you haven't seen my video on why I got nose surgery in the first place, I'm going to put it in the description below, so you can check that out. That way you're like, well, what was wrong with your nose before? What didn't you like about it? But I'm going to post a lot of before and after pictures in here, that way you guys can see. So it's been a little over a month, and I thought the swelling has gone down enough to where I finally feel comfortable making a video besides the other videos that I made, like the day 2 video where I'm like swollen and bruised and I have all the tape and cast on my nose. If you haven't seen that video or why I got a nose job in the first place, I'll link those videos down below in the description, so check those out. So I had my surgery on September 9th, 2019, a little over a month ago, and the day of, my surgery wasn't scheduled until 1 p.m. So what I was going to do is check into our Airbnb that we got there. It was only like 4 minutes away, literally 4 minutes away from where I was having the surgery done. I had it done with Dr. Ghavami in Beverly Hills. So the day of, we get there, and I guess someone was going to be late, so they switched our surgeries. So mine ended up being at, I don't even remember what time it was, like 9 in the morning or 10 in the morning, and theirs was going to be whenever they showed up, I guess. So I was close by, so we got there early for me, because originally my appointment was at 1 p.m., but I ended up getting there early. Well, I'm supposed to go up to the 11th floor. That way I can check in and, get everything going. So we get in the elevator. I have me, my husband, and my mom with me the day of surgery. We get in the elevator. We're going up to the 11th floor, and tell me why we get stuck on the 4th floor. So I'm like freaking out, like the elevator's about to go up, and boom, all of a sudden it drops, and then you could feel it like lock. So we're like, oh my God. So we're like, are we stuck? Did the numbers mess up? What's going on? So all of a sudden we're waiting for like 2 minutes. I was like, okay, we're stuck. So I call, Dr. Ghavami's office, and I let them know that I am literally stuck in the elevator. So they're like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. We're going to get someone out there to help you. What elevator are you on? And I told them. So then maybe 5-10 minutes goes by, and then they finally get on the intercom, and they're like, what floor are you stuck on? And we were stuck on floor 4. So then they're like, okay, we're going to send someone to help you. We're trying to get it going. Hold on. Oh my gosh, I don't even know what to do. Hi, we're stuck in the elevator. The what? 4. Okay, I'll be there in a minute. Give me 1 second. Thank you. We wait like another 15 minutes to get on the intercom again. Still nothing. So we're sitting there forever. It's been like 30 minutes. Soon, but I finally decided to sit down because this is crazy. Like, if this is how the day is starting off, please, everybody, just pray for me, please. Oh, jeez. Help! They finally get on the intercom again, and they tell us the fire we can't figure this out. So the fire department is on their way to come get you out of the elevator. Hi, yes, I'm still here. Oh, the fire department's on the way? Okay, thank you so much. That's okay. All right. Bye.
What the hell? Maintenance couldn't fix it?
No. Now the fire department's on the way. I'm like, oh my God, today's the day of surgery. We're stuck in an elevator. Is this like not meant to be? What is going on? So we're kind of freaking out. Fire department gets there and they save us.
Okay, guys, can you try to open the door?
And now these ones?
Okay, now these there's a latch. Hold on. There's a latch either on your left or your right. There you go.
There we go.
Yay! Finally, we are free.
They're all out.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Where's the
Sorry that
stairs?
took so
Oh,
long.
thank
It was
you.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. Thank you.
So we gotta walk all the way. Oh yeah, it was getting really warm.
Okay, so how do we go to the 11th
Here,
floor? Here?
can I get a picture with you? Because I can't make this shit up. Just push this button right here. Don't
Okay.
press anything but that one.
Okay.
Stand in front of the elevator and try to
Yeah, there you go. Alright, get the floor.
So we finally get out the elevator, and now I'm on my way to the office. I check in, and then they send you to the back room to get into the gown. I get into the gown, and then Dr. Ghavami comes in for one last evaluation to like go over your nose and everything. I'll insert that clip right here, that way you guys can see. Got a little heater right here. This is my stuff. Time to put on my gown. Hot mess in this ugly ass gown. But yeah, we're all ready to go. Hey, what's up guys? So it's surgery day, finally. After all this time we've been waiting. I'm here with the man, the myth, the legend, Dr. Ghavami. So he's gonna go over everything. So yeah, I just want to let you guys know, follow his page on Instagram at Dr. Ghavami or at Nose by Ghavami.
Or both.
Or both, yes, both, for sure. And I'll be tagging that right here so you guys can check that out. So,
Thank you.
yes.
So let's go over a few things. I don't know if you can kind of, let's do this one so you can
If
see.
she wants to hold
She's
it,
the
she
star
can.
of the show. There you go. Just hold it here, look straight there. So one of the key things with her nose is, you know, she doesn't have necessarily a huge hump, but what she has is she has a little bit of excess width to her tip. There's a little bit of crookedness. Every nose is a little bit off. There's no nose that's perfectly straight. Even when you do surgery, there's no nose that's perfectly straight. So if you come into wanting a surgery, like especially a nose job, and you want a perfect result and you want to use the P word, which is perfect, you probably shouldn't have surgery because there's no such thing. And also our faces are asymmetric. So it's almost like having a table at a restaurant where the ground is uneven, like you're in Greece and you're on the cobblestones, so the table keeps wobbling. No matter how straight the legs of that table are, it's always gonna move around because it's sitting on something not straight. And so the nose sits on our face and our faces are never straight. But I will try to make it straighter, get the hump, the width, narrow it. Let's look at the profile, see if you can go to your side.
I'm kind of shaky.
And it looks straight. No, you did great. There you go. So with her profile, you know, we just need a little increased tip projection because this is kind of a weaker tip and it needs more strength. So I'm going to get that from her septum. So her nose is really a lot of refinement. And then when we go to 3/4 view, yeah, you can see there when she looks straight ahead how bulbous the nose is. The tip is a little bulbous there. So we're just gonna reshape everything. And then afterwards, we'll get her some facials, we'll do PRP microneedling and different things, get her skin on point. Her teeth are wider than mine, so she doesn't need that. And she has really great
This is
tats.
the stress.
Yep.
Stress.
So she's gonna do well from this, and I always try to fix breathing as best as I can. I'm gonna look in there. If there's any bones in the way, let's see, breathe deep. See, now breathe fast.
This one?
Yeah, just breathe. No, don't do that. Just breathe fast. See how that moves in? So I'm going to try to strengthen that because it collapses a little, and that's just normal. A lot of people have that. So we're going to do a great rhinoplasty here, and we're signing off.
See you guys later. I get into the gown. I'm fully suited. Well, I'm fully naked, actually. I get into the gown, and then the anesthesiologist comes in. She hooked me up to an IV. Normally, you're hooked up to an IV for, I want to say like an hour. I don't know, honestly, but they hooked me up to the IV because we were stuck in the elevator for over an hour, a little over an hour. Yeah, no joke. It kind of went by really fast. So Like, she hooked me up to the IV. I was not waiting for long, so I didn't have time to sit there and think about, like, oh my God, I'm having my nose done. I'm so scared. Like, it just all happened so fast. Like, I'm glad it happened that way, but of course I was scared because I was like, oh my God, is this not meant to be? So after that, the nurses came in to get me, and then we went straight into the surgery room. So I was like, oh, is this it? And I'll insert that clip right here as well.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
it's the
Yeah, 'cause
belly.
last time I
Doing this
know, every
right
time we do, we would
now.
forget.
Very soon. I gotta follow
Janie.
Janie. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you
All
want
right.
me to report that or
Okay.
I'm just following you, right? Don't get my nuggets, please.
not.
It's a hot mess.
Oh, you want me to turn it on?
No. Still record us.
Oh.
I can always edit that out. Girl, bye.
Oh, okay.
Okay, let's walk you back. Can you go out and chill?
Babe, follow me. Bye. Is this it? That's the
Yeah,
final?
that's it, yeah.
All right. Love you guys.
Love you.
Bye.
Good luck,
Bye.
sweetheart.
Bye.
Oh, very much.
Peace out. Deuces. Remember, if I don't see you again, y'all ain't shit. No, I'm just joking. Bye.
Weirdo.
I said, is this it? And then they're like, yep, we're going into surgery. I was like, holy smokes, that was fast. It was literally like 30 minutes. Like, I literally had no time to think about anything. So I go to the surgery room, which is literally like right around the corner. And they lay you down on like this bed. The anesthesiologist is there with you. And you're already hooked up to the IV. So me and her are like talking, conversating. And then she's like, okay, I'm going to start administering. She's going to start giving me the stuff to like put me out. But all of a sudden, like when she gave it to me, I was like, oh my God, like I feel drunk. Like we were like barely into our conversation. Like I had barely got into the room. And as soon as I said that, boom, lights out. Like I didn't even have a countdown. Like I've had surgery before and usually they'll give you a countdown like 3, 2, 1. I didn't even get to that point. I was out. I was like, oh my God. So yeah, I don't remember waking up, like them clothing me and all that. But I do remember them pushing me out in a wheelchair. And then my mom and husband being there waiting for me. And then, you know, the nurse is hauling me out, making sure I get into my car fine and all that. We get all situated. So she goes back up. Right out of surgery, like literally right after surgery, the only thing, I don't remember having any pain whatsoever. I did not have any pain. But what I do remember is my nose, like the inside of my nostrils, burned so bad. And I was like, maybe it's from the anesthesia, I don't know. But it literally was like on fire. So I was like, oh my God, I just want to go to our Airbnb and take my medicine and like fall asleep and relax. I just got out of surgery like 30 minutes ago. My teeth hurt so bad. It feels like I sniffed hot Cheeto powder. And right now I have no bruising whatsoever. But if you look, you can tell it's starting to come down a little bit. I'm going to get some rest and, sorry, I got a message. I'm going to get some rest and I'll keep you guys updated. So we get in the car, the nurse leaves, and all of a sudden my husband looks over to me and he's like, I have bad news for you. I'm like, what do you mean you have bad news? He's like, our Airbnb canceled. I said, are you freaking kidding me? There's no way. He's like, she literally just canceled because my surgery was at 11? No, it was at 1, but we were going to check into the Airbnb like right after since we go to surgery first and then check in. Like my husband would have took care of all that while he was waiting for me to get out of surgery. So I guess while I was in surgery, they messaged him that the bed broke and like they couldn't have anyone there. They canceled everybody's like reservations, and I was like, OMG. And that, like I said, that place was only 4 minutes away. So I was like, no! We stayed at another hotel like 2 minutes further, and it was like $200 more than what I was going to pay at the Airbnb. So that kind of sucked, but finally we got up to our room. They prop me up with pillows and all that stuff because you cannot lay down. Like, after you have surgery, they do not want you to lay down flat. So I'm kind of like at an angle like this. So I had like this little pillow that has arms on it. I'm sure you guys have all seen it, but it has little arms on it. And then I had a neck pillow, which like saved my life. That thing is the bomb. You need one. Let me grab it so I can show you guys. So after surgery, I had this little thing. See how it has like arms? And then we put more pillows on top of it, kind of like up. And then I had my neck pillow. So I had my neck pillow around my neck. That way, like, your head doesn't really turn. I suggest if you get rhinoplasty, get you one of these and one of these, or for sure one of these. I got this at Justice. It's like my daughter's. So I slept okay. Like, I wasn't in any pain. I'm used to sleeping like on my side or my stomach. So to sleep on my back really sucked. So I kept waking up like every 2 hours, every hour. I think the longest I slept through the night was like 3 or 4 hours or something like that. So once I was all situated with my pillows and everything, they gave me my pain meds, which for pain, they prescribed me oxycodone. Well, it was Percocet, but like the generic version is oxycodone or whatever. So me, I'm very, very, very sensitive to medications. I don't like taking medications. I mean, if I have a headache, I'll wait it out. And if I can't take it anymore, I will take ibuprofen. But they gave me oxycodone. I would only take half a pill because I did not want to feel any pain whatsoever. I did not want to take the whole thing because I was like, oh my God, I'll die or pass out or stop breathing or something. So I would only take half a pill and then eat it with food because if not, you'll be nauseous. I ate it with food. I took half the pill. I knocked out. I would go to sleep and then I'd wake up like in 3 or 4 hours. I took the other half of the pill and then like I'd, fall asleep or whatever. And then the minute I'd wake up, I'd take the other half. So every like 3 to 4 hours, I was taking half of a pill. That way, for me, it felt like 4 pills in a day, but for the average person, maybe it was only 2. Because like I said, I'm very sensitive to medicine, so that was enough for me. So I didn't want to feel any pain, so I made sure I took those like back to back to back. Like, I don't know if that's the right way to do it. I didn't care at the time because I just was so scared to feel any pain. It's kind of like when you get cramps and then all of a sudden when they come, it's so hard for it to go away. And I didn't want to chance that with the rhinoplasty because I was like, if I feel pain, I'm going to be miserable. It's going to be horrible. Who wants to be in pain? So I made sure I took my medicine religiously. And then when I got home, same thing. The reason we stayed out there was because the very next day, I live in like the Inland Empire, so to get to LA takes like 3 hours with traffic. Like in the morning, it's ridiculous. It's crazy. It's like that like every day. But yeah, we had an appointment at 9:30 in the morning and I don't feel like being fresh out of surgery, going over there and all that stuff. I was like, nope, we're just gonna stay out there. So that's why I stayed out there. So I had my appointment at 9:30 a.m. and you're all casted up, like they have a cast on your nose and then like this little piece of gauze under here. That way if you drip, because you have to pack your nose with this I can't even see if you can see it, polysporin, and they like pack it up so it kind of gets runny so you don't get any scabs or anything like that. Your nose is like completely masked off and stitched up. So the next day we went over there and they just want to make sure your nose is clean. My husband helped me tremendously cleaning out my nose. You have to clean it like 5 times a day or however many you need, just so all that stuff doesn't build up in your nose. You kind of take that gauze off. You want to clean your gauze like as many times as you need to, but I'd say a minimum of like 3 to 5 times a day. Nick is cleaning my gauzes right now. Thank God I don't feel any of this. Oh, I can feel it about to drip.
No.
Oh. I cannot feel it. The pain meds are working beautifully.
Well, we need to do that saline.
Oh yeah.
I think I'm gonna read the directions, but I'm assuming it's 2 mist, it says, but I'll probably put some under your lips so it doesn't fall. Hey.
So you take that off and you have to get a Q-tip and like constantly clean your nose. Okay, so my surgery was on September 9th. My follow-up appointment was September 10th. And then the cast removal, the splint removal, whatever you want to call it, that was on September 16th. But as far as pain, like leading up to like the day after surgery, I came home, I kind of slept all day that day, but the very next day, so I want to say the 3rd day, I was already out in the streets, like with the cast on, with the gauze, everything. I did not care because being at home for too long, like I don't like being at home all the time, like I get depressed like that. So they do warn you that try not to look in the mirror because you look crazy, you're swollen, your eyes are literally so swollen, you look ugly and like non-recognizable. It is pretty depressing if you're looking in the mirror and you see yourself like that. I feel like I have a very strong personality, so for me, it didn't bother me, it didn't faze me. The very next day after surgery day, so the 3rd day, my mom was here taking care of me, and she had me out in the street. She's like, we're gonna go shopping. We're just gonna get out of the house. We'll go to the mall, we'll eat and do all that stuff, which felt really good. Even though I was like really swollen, I did bruise up a little bit. You guys, my mom has me out here at Target looking all sorts of crazy. I need to do like a YouTube reaction time because everybody looking at me like, what's wrong with that bitch? We ain't in Beverly Hills, but we are in Rancho, so. My bruising only lasted like a day and a half. Like, it was not a long time. And I think because my mom had me out in the streets walking and doing all that, I felt like the swelling and the bruising went down like a lot. So they do give you arnica pills as well, and that helps with swelling and bruising. But I think walking around and getting, not active like where you're like, but walking around and not just being in bed all day helps a lot with the swelling and the bruising. So we were out in the streets, everybody was looking at me like, what the hell is wrong with that girl? Like, everybody was looking at me. And I didn't care because obviously they're curious, they're human. Like, if I saw someone, I'd probably be like, oh man, I hope they're okay. Like, some of my friends that didn't know I had a nose job, they saw me like on my Snapchats or whatever. And like one person was like, oh my God, did you get in a car accident? Another friend, his dad thought I was a boxer. Like, yeah, if you didn't know I had a nose job, like people were just thinking like, what is up with that girl? But like I said, I didn't care. It was fine to get out the house and do all that. So if you get sad, just go do your thing. And people are gonna stare because we're human and we're curious. Like, what the hell, you know, we see anything out of the ordinary, we kind of stare. Not on purpose or to be jerks, but I mean, like I said, we're human. As far as bruising, I was so scared of the bruising because like I've seen some people, I was watching some videos like before I got my nose job, and like some people had their bruises down to like here, which was so scary to me. Their eyes were like swollen shut, or it just looked crazy to me. So this is a great example of everybody heals so differently. I did get the swelling. What's up, everybody? Day 4 of my surgery. One of my nails broke off. Don't mind that. But day 4, I still feel really good. I had a lot of swelling on my chin today. My eyes aren't that bruised today, but yeah. I was pretty swollen, trying to get it up, walking around earlier around the house. I can't drive or do anything yet, so I'm looking forward to the weekend to get some stuff done. So for now, here's an update. The bruising I did not really get like at all, and maybe it's because he didn't really have to do a lot to my nose. Like, so what I had done to my nose was I obviously got it thinner because I had a very like wide nose. So I got it thinner. It's like significantly smaller here. He how do I call this? He gave me a more projected tip. So I love this. And then I could not breathe through this side of my nose at all. So now I can breathe so well, and it's so crazy. So, let's talk about splint removal. The day I had my splint, so I had my surgery on September 9th. My splint removal was on September 16th. And that day, I was so scared. Like, that's when you finally see your nose for the first time. Like, literally the first time. After surgery, and you're like, oh my God, what is it going to look like? And I've heard it hurts because they pull these, like, sticks out of your nose, which is so gross, but I didn't really see it because the nurse did it really fast. The day of the splint removal, even though I wasn't taking medicine 4 days after my surgery, the day of splint removal, I made sure I took oxycodone. I still only took half the pill, like 30 minutes before my appointment time, because I did not want to feel any pain when they took those things out. So taking the medicine beforehand, I did not feel them taking it out. Like, I thought it was going to be horrible, but because I took the medicine beforehand, OMG, it didn't even hurt whatsoever. So the day of your splint removal, do not forget, take medicine before you get them taken out because it might be painful. I have no idea. I took the medicine before, so it did not hurt at all. The doctor came in, Dr. Ghavami came in. They gave me a cheat sheet. They taped up my nose. So what the tape does is it helps with the swelling. So they tape it from like here to here. And he tapes it really hard and tight. So like you're pushing down the swelling and you're doing it all the way down. So you're doing it really tight. And then you keep that on for like, I want to say 4 or 5 days. And then you do it yourself. And then they give you a whole cheat sheet and even a video on how to tape it yourself. When they took off the splint, they finally took off the cast. I saw my nose for the first time right before the doctor came in. And I was just so shook. Like, it was a completely different nose. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. I was shook. I couldn't even process it. Like, I didn't even recognize myself whatsoever. A week after that, you know, when I took off the tape and I had to redo it myself, my nose was literally like double the size. And I looked in the mirror because obviously, you know, you have to take all the glue off from the tape, taking it off. And looking at my nose, I was like, oh my God, I look so ugly. But you know what? This was like a week later after the cast removal. So I was like, oh my God, I look so ugly. What the fuck? And they told me, like, you're going to feel like that. So they told me all the emotions I was going to feel beforehand. So I was mentally prepared for it. So I was like, nope, it's still swollen. We are good. Like, just tape this up. All right. Week 2, I take the tape off again because you have to redo it every few days. And I took the tape off, and before I retaped, I saw my nose and I was like, oh my God, it's still so swollen. It looks so ugly. Like, did I make a mistake? What did I do? Like, and I even text my husband, like, oh my God, how long did they say until I felt normal? And he reassured me, like, they already told you you're in good care, like your nose, the swelling, and it's going to go down. Don't be worried. They warned you about this. And I was like, you're right. So I just taped it back up, but I still had that in my mind. So I got ready because I felt so ugly and I was like, oh my God, like my nose is so swollen. I look crazy. So a week after that, so yeah, the 2.5 week mark, or 3 weeks, I want to say 3 weeks, I finally stopped taping. So then you tape as needed. So no, you only tape at night and for a few days, and then after that, it's as needed. So if you feel like your nose is swelling, you'll kind of tape it at night or during the day just to get rid of some of that swelling, because it does swell up if you eat salty foods or you're like pretty active. But you're not supposed to work out yet, just so you know. You gotta wait longer than that. They give you a cheat sheet so you could see all that. Oh yeah, so the 3rd week, I finally took off the tape, and I was only gonna tape at night. So I took it off, and I was like, okay, here we go. Like, I'm still gonna look weird and ugly. Oh my God, please. OMG. I only have a little bit left. I'm so scared. Please look good. This is without makeup, by the way, obviously. I look like a troll either way. Just kidding. No, I do, but for real. Ow. This tape is pulling my skin. Oh my God, it's off. Oh my God, it's not as swollen as before. Ah! It's still swollen like right here, big time, but before I look crazy. Look at my profile. OMG, the front. I gotta get all this excess glue off, so let's do that. You guys, I'm like shaking because I'm like, didn't know what to expect. Because the last time it was so swollen, it was so ugly. Oh my God, it was so ugly. I'm just using regular cotton ball and alcohol to take this glue off. Oh my God, I can't believe how much the swelling has gone down. And mind you, oof, this stinks. It's still swollen as hell. Oh my gosh. So I took off the tape and I was so surprised on how much the swelling went down. I was like, OMG. OMG. And I was just looking at it, and I was like, oh my God, I love my nose. I love my nose. Thank you, Jesus. So yes, actually, thank you, Dr. Ghavami. Thank you. You are a master at what you do. Thank you so much. And thank God that I made it out of there, and with your team, they are amazing. But I still feel like my tip is swollen and it's still going to take shape. Dr. Ghavami always talks about his diamond shape, so I am seeing that that's like forming. It's still like hard and kind of numb, which is kind of weird. My nostrils are still small. I can't even pick my nose. Like, I miss picking my nose. I know that sounds gross, but they're still small, and I don't want to shove my fingers up there. You shouldn't do that anyways. Price. Everybody wants to know the price of this nose job. So, of course, it's Dr. Ghavami. He's a master at what he does. He does celebrities. He teaches all around the world. Very in high demand because he's very good at what he does. So, price, I paid. Who's ready for this? The price was $18,240. That seems like a lot, but it's really not, because I knew I was in good hands. I had peace of mind. I know I'm with the best of the best. A lot of people, they go to someone cheaper and then they end up hating their nose, and they have another nose job and they ended up hating that, and then they'll go to Dr. Ghavami to fix it all. And I didn't want to take that chance of someone messing up my nose, especially because it's on my face. I only trusted Dr. Ghavami, especially because I loved his style from the day I followed him on Instagram. I followed him for like almost a year to make sure all his surgeries that he did were like, I loved his style. So I was like, this guy knows what he's doing. I'm going to him. It's a lot of money, but for me, it was worth it because I didn't want to have a botched nose or any of that. So that's why I paid the $18,240. And that money has to be paid in full 2 weeks before your surgery. If it's not paid in full 2 weeks, I don't know what's going to happen, but you have to be paid in full 2 weeks before your surgery. Also with that $18,240, that is just for my nose. Everybody's nose is different. It might be more for you. It might be less. I don't know. Me, I needed a turboplasty. I don't even know how to say that. A septoplasty and a rhinoplasty. And I felt like with my nose, there wasn't like a whole lot that he had to do. But, I mean, he's a surgeon, so who knows. But mine was that much. Aside from just the price of the nose, you also have to get blood work done. And that's pretty pricey. You can look around at different clinics to see which one's cheaper. And they'll send your labs to them and then make sure you're all ready for surgery 2 weeks before. So me, I had to pay twice, which sucks because my surgery was originally in July. So I had to take a blood test 2 weeks before then. And then I got really sick with the flu. So then I had to push it to September. But by then, 2 weeks had already passed. So they needed another blood draw work. So I was like, oh my gosh. So yeah, that was a lot of money. So I want to say for me personally, and then with the hotel and then like all the other medicines you need to buy. The medicines, there's a bunch of them. So you got to pay like, how much was it? Almost $200. I want to say like $150, almost $200 for your medicines. So I want to say it was like a little over almost $19,000 surgery. So just be prepared for that because you'll have one price, but you still have to buy your prescriptions. You still have to buy all your supplies for like your gauze and your petroleum and everything else, cold packs to get you going. And they'll give you a sheet for that as well, which is super helpful. I feel like everything went really well for me. Like in the beginning, it was a complete nightmare. Like I said, I got stuck in the elevator. I was so scared, like maybe this wasn't meant to be. But I am very happy with the outcome of my nose. Here's my nose now. Like it is so much smaller. The tip, now it's like up. And then he got rid of the hump right here. I had like a little baby hump. I hope this video was helpful for you guys. If I didn't miss something, please let me know down below. I am more than happy to answer any questions for you guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe and please give me a thumbs up. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.